What? Rest easy, Dolly Parton. Let's just say that. Rest easy. And thank you for being a rad. Thank you for being a rad example of how to live in this world. Rest easy, Dolly Parton. Passed away, 80 years old. That's a good long life, man. Sad to see her go. She did so much. I know a close friend of mine took his kids to Dollywood, and he would talk about it. And I mean, my brother, and I just bought my niece a Jolene hat. Like, well, not just, but like 2 months ago. But Dolly, what an icon, huh? Working 9 to 5. I don't know. I'm trying to find like I really wanted to play some Dolly music because, like, you know, when I worked in radio, we would just play their music and honor them. But here on YouTube, you know, Dolly Parton's channel will come after me and then whatever. So I was trying to find covers, and I didn't realize that Rivers Cuomo, number one, he has a YouTube channel and only has 44,000 subscribers. Rivers Cuomo, lead singer of Weezer. I had no idea he had like a small YouTube channel. And he did a Jolene cover. So I'm going to play a few seconds of this. Rest easy, Dolly. Whenever somebody passes away, I always think of the family. My family is probably going through a tough time. Even though she was older, you know, it's never easy to say goodbye because this is a forever goodbye. Forever on this realm. You know, she'll still be sparkling and glittering through the sunlight, hitting the trees and the butterflies in the wind and all that stuff. But I mean, like, you know. So here's Rivers Cuomo. How long are we into this? 2 minutes in? Ah, man. If you could, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. What's up? My name is Rob. I talk about the news. I make sarcastic and satirical commentary on the news. And this video ain't going to get monetized. I'm going to play some Rivers Cuomo. I'm like, oh, this is a cool cover. Who is it? Oh, Rivers Cuomo. Okay, just the lead singer of Weezer? Uploading random Jolene covers to YouTube. Yeah, so hopefully he doesn't have a huge channel. Hopefully he doesn't hit me. But I wanted to play some Jolene in honor of Dolly. Oh, and I have it sped up a little. Let me speed it down one because it doesn't sound as good. But if sometimes, like, to get around it, if you speed it up a little bit, it won't trigger the stuff. Jolene. Oh, you can't speed it up at all. You really can't. Hold on. I gotta slow it down all the way. Jolene, I'm begging of you, please don't take my man. Rivers Cuomo. I mean, that dude is talented. You know, undeniably talented. Undeniably talented. That's all I can play, because that's all I can play. Oh my God. Jolene Bardcore. Come on. I'm gonna have to play a little bit of this. No. I hate these stupid AI commercials. Bardcore. This is like medieval. It's a medieval remix on Dolly Parton's Jolene. I've never heard this, but. Jolene, 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 I beg of thee, pray take not my love. Alright, didn't like it. I gave it a chance. Didn't like it. Beyonce did Jolene. Oh, see, now I'm pushing it. You play Beyonce, she's gonna come for you. She gonna come for you. I like to find. Oh, Brandy Carlo. Everybody's done Jolene. Who's this? But we're playing a little bit of Dolly Parton to start off the show because, you know, in honor of the great, the legendary Dolly Parton. If you didn't hear the message from her family, if you did not hear the message from her family, let me. Oh, why is my thing doing this? Here it is. Message from the family of Dolly Parton.
Hey everyone, my name is Brian Seaver, son of Cassie Parton, and I'm representing the Parton and Owens family today announcing the passing of my Aunt Dolly Rebecca Parton Dean, sister, sis, Aunt Granny to one generation and Gigi to the next. This video announcement is something Dolly asked of me years ago, before I fully absorbed it as a future reality. As her head of security for more than 2 decades, a role my father Larry held before me, I have imagined the heaviness of this moment, but haven't truly felt it until now. It is an honor that is mixed with absolute pride and great sadness. But sadness lies with us, not with Dolly. Dolly lived in the light and is in the arms of Jesus, surely met by Carl, her parents, and countless others who have watched her and longed for her to meet them in the heavens. I first went on the road with Dolly as a kid, getting a taste of the road life in the early 1980s. Dolly opened doors not just for me, but for her entire family to reach the potential we didn't even know was possible. Dolly also opened doors for generations of singers, songwriters, musicians, and dreamers from every walk of life and across every continent. By her example, we believed that anything was possible. She never saw a door she couldn't open, and the doors she opened made and changed history. My family and I have shared a lifetime of beautiful memories with Dolly, but so have you. She has always been on your television, your record player, your CD, and on your phone playlist, becoming an extended part of your family, whether you liked it or not. Our family and the team she has entrusted with her legacy will work diligently to ensure her spirit will live with us forever. Dolly was a farmer, just like her daddy. He farmed the soil, she farmed songs and happiness. Dolly called me and said she wants to rest in a beautiful bed of plush cotton because after a life wearing heavy rhinestones, she finally deserves to be comfortable and have some rest. Rest in peace, Aunt Dolly, Aunt Granny, Gigi. May God bless Dolly Parton, and may God bless you all. She will always love you.
Oh man, that makes me really sad. That's really sad. If you didn't hear. Flags to be a half-mast rest of the week. I wish. She's not some racist she's not some racist podcaster. Sorry, I was reading the comment. Yeah. Charlie Kelly, you can get rid of those. Let the dude stay, but you could delete those messages. They're just fucking people, man. I love the people that come in here and say Trump saved America, and this is why I wanted to read his stuff. He says, "Who cares about Dolly?" But these same people wanted people fired if they said "fuck Charlie Kirk," you know. It's weird. It's weird. It's weird. They're like, "Hey, everybody must have the utmost respect of Charlie Kirk," and then they're like, "Who gives a rip about this woman who helped underprivileged people, who fought for fucking the rights of women, paved the way for so many?" Here's another clip I pulled off online. Dolly Parton talking with Larry King. Charlie, I usually don't delete people's messages, but I cannot stand the disrespect. Charlie, I know you don't delete, but that's why, like, my brain stopped. I was like, wait a minute, Charlie's muting something? I was like, I gotta read this shit. What just made Charlie Kelly upset? And it made sense. And you know what, Charlie? We're here, brother. We're here. Because as soon as I seen that, the first comment was Trump saved America. The second was who cares about Dolly? I said, God bless you, Charlie. That's how you do it. Just silence them. Let them stay, but just silence them. Just say, nope, not right now. You're gonna take a back seat, pal. You know, unless you want to act like, hold on, where's this dude? Unless you want to act like, it's over here. Unless you seen the dude at the protester at the South Carolina MAGA rally saying this.
You're a fucking traitor! Traitor! Traitor!
Yeah, more. I love that guy. Go to MAGA rallies and scream you're a fucking traitor, because he is. He is. This is why, man, the Carolinas, man. I used to think like, oh, I could get down in the Carolinas. And I drove through there and they had this huge Confederate flagpole, like 100 feet big, with this like, 30-foot Confederate flag. And I was like, oh no, they're flying a losing flag, a traitorous losing flag. No, I can't get down here. Nope, sorry. I seen a Confederate flag the other day in a secondhand shop, and if I had money, I wanted to ask the lady, how much is that? I'm gonna take it outside and burn it and piss on it. I'm gonna set the Confederate flag on fire and then piss on it to put it out. That's what I would do if I had money. That would be my thing. I would, you know how there's like reactionary YouTubers who do stuff to get people's reaction? I would just buy Confederate flags and go to South and North Carolina and light them on fire and then piss on them to put them out in public. That's what I would do. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Does that offend you, MAGA? Anyways, we were talking about Dolly. Have some goddamn respect, everybody. Rest in piss, Charlie Kirk. That's right. Rest in piss, buddy. Dumb racist. Dumb racist chud whose wife betrayed him the second. He wasn't even called. That motherfucker wasn't even called. And she was like, what's up, JD?
Didn't you recently, though, throw support to the LGBT community?
Oh, I'm always encouraged. I'm not encouraged. They've made me the poster child, I think, only because I'm so outspoken as far as just being accepting of people in general. I do not believe that we should criticize and judge other people. I think we should be accepting and loving. We are all God's children. We are who we are, and we should be allowed to be who we are.
Did any of the faith-based communities that deeply believe the other way take umbrage with you?
Oh, absolutely.
They did?
Oh, yes, I get it all.
Of course, they're very judgeful. That's the funniest thing about living in America, the land of the free. Nothing's free, so you should at least be free to express yourself. And even that, they're like, no way. You think you're going to express yourself, have the freedom to regulate your own body? Get out of here.
All the time. I keep...
God damn, I should not have paused it. Should have. Not a pause.
Didn't you recently, though,
And loving. We are all God's children. We are who we are, and we should be allowed to be who we are.
Did any of the faith-based communities that deeply believe the other way take umbrage with you?
Oh, absolutely.
They did?
Oh, yes, I get it all the time. I keep saying, well, if you're the fine Christian that you think you are, why are you judging people? Why are you, that's God's job. We're not God. We're not judges. You know, we're supposed to love one another. We're supposed to not judge, and we're not supposed to take vengeance on other people. That's God's job. So I got too much to do of my own, try to do God's work too. I mean, not to, to get into trying to do all that. So yeah, I suffer for everything I do. I'm not out to make any, I just think that we should be more loving, more caring. We are who we are. If you're gay, you're gay. If you're straight, you're straight. And you should be allowed to be, how you are and who you are.
Amen. I say that all the time. I'm like, it's so hypocritical that these people are like, and we'll get into the HIPAA stuff. I'm not going to do the HIPAA stuff yet, but it's so hypocritical. These people will be like, oh, the land of the free. You're trying to oppress me. I can't drive 55. And then they turn around. They're like, oh, all right, no gays. Women shouldn't be able to do anything with their bodies. We want to impose things on kids. It's just crazy. And I've said that forever. And for those who get mistaken of Dolly's message, Jesus preached one of love and said, do not judge. But he also didn't say, be a timid coward and let tyrants bully you. Just to watch any of his interactions with the rabbis of the time. He doesn't stand down. He stands up to them. He answers the call every time they ask him something. They murdered him for Christ's sakes. For Jesus Christ's sakes. For your sake, actually. So, for those who think, well, you don't love Charlie Kirk and you don't love Donald Trump. Yeah, because these are the oppressors. These are the tyrants. These are the Pharisees of our day. The whitewashed coffins that look all crystal orange on the outside, and inside they're rotting carcasses of greed, And you're supposed to stand up to that. You're supposed to stand up for the vulnerable. It's just like any interaction Jesus had with the Pharisees or Jesus had with whoever at the time. When they were like, oh, look at him. He's healing on the Sabbath. And they're like, for sure, man. If one of your calves or goats or donkeys need water or get hurt on the Sabbath, do you not give them water? Do you not find them? Do you not feed them? Do you not help them? He's like, of course. For isn't this person better than one of your barnyard animals? You know, real talk, real talk. What's up, Smoking? Virtual, what's up? How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? I'm Rob. Welcome. Hit subscribe. Feel free to join along. Inky, good to see you. DA. Randy, yeah, he's always bombed. When people, you know, that you got to deal with the trolls. You know, Randy's just dealing with a small dick. That's all. And he's trying to compensate. That's it. That's it. You know, I see it every day. Randy is a dime a dozen in old MAGA world. You know, that can't fucking go toe to toe with you intellectually or make any points against what you're talking about. They're just like, oh, what are you, gay? It's like, yeah, that's it. Okay. What is this, fucking 1982, dude? You think you're gonna bully me? Oh my God, Linda Perry and Dolly Parton doing the cover of What's Up? Holy shit, how'd I miss that? Oh God damn, I'm watching that later. I can't play that for you. They're gonna take my monies. Actually, they're already taking my monies. I played a bunch of songs earlier. Welcome, I'm Rob. Please hit subscribe so you could, ooh, let's see this. Oh, 105,000 views. I'm trying to find a Jolene cover with like 4,000 views. I like when it's like, I love the covers when it's like people in a living room where it looks like the living room hasn't changed since 1997. And you're like, I think there's a Super Nintendo in the corner, you know? Dolly Parton passed away at the age of 80. God bless her. And thank you, Dolly, for living a rad example of how to be in life.
Jolene, 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 Jolene.
Damn, this girl got a set of pipes, kid.
I'm begging of you, please don't take my man. Jolene, 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 Jolene.
Oh, this is like a big YouTuber, Alexandra K. She has 500,000 subs. Okay, you tricked me with that background. You tricked me. What is that, green screen? I know you're not in there. I know that's not where you record. God damn. Sound like she had soundproofing, but it looked like a fucking rickety old garage. Can I not I guess just nobody's done a cover of Jolene where there's like 3,000 views. This is a bummer. I really wanted to find a 500,000, 600 views. Wait, female hard rock cover. That looks like AI. Yeah, that's gotta be AI. Heavy metal, no. Not karaoke, thank God, everybody's got a, I guess I should just upload a cover of Jolie and get a fucking 100,000 views. There's not 28,000. Midnight Blues Rock Confession. Blues Rock Spectrum. Oh, is this AI? I can't tell if this is AI. I can't tell. You tell me if this is AI. I can't tell. I mean, it sounds good. That feels like AI. I'm sorry. That's a little too fucking on tempo. 42,000 views? Oh. Good God, you just can't find... Wait, Jack Black does a Jolene cover? Come on.
I almost forgot about me. It's time for my solo.
By the way, if you could hit subscribe and the notification bell. I'm playing too many covers of Jolene, and this thing, these monies are taken from me. I don't make much. It's like a penny on the fucking, $100.
Jolene, 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 Jolene. I'm begging of you, please don't take my man. Jolene, 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 Jolene. Please don't take him, yeah.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Oh, there's so many AI. What is this? Covered by Antidote Band. Nah. Oh, here we go. 16,000. Still, it's 16,000 views. Cheapers. Okay, guys, I'm so sorry. I really wanted to find. Oh my God. AI has really polluted our atmosphere. Oh man. And it's drinking all our water. Is that 225 views? Jolene covered by Barbara. Let's see if this is AI. 220. Barbara After Dark. Barbara After Dark. Alright, that's pretty good, but I'm done. I'm done. I'm looking too long. Alright, now. Do covers count? What? Did you guys see this? Did you see this on Fox News? Absolutely bananas. Like the Fox News is saying like, hey, we might be in a food crisis. And that's not even the most bananas part, okay? I'll tell you what the most bananas part about this guy is going to talk to this guy about a potential food crisis coming up. This is Fox News. I love checking in with Fox News. We're going to check in with Fox News more because Abdul El Sayed is giving a masterclass in how to approach Fox News. And he's doing everything I've said. Everything I've called for people to do, he's doing, and I'm so happy to see him do it. I'm so thankful he has people in his corner studying the art of don't let them, distract and redirect the conversation. This is all right-wingers do. This is why I'm saying in the chat, watch. This is all they do. They don't try to have a dialogue with you. They try to redirect and distract. That's it. So this is Fox News talking about potential food crisis.
Another concern, corn, soybean, wheat conditions are all deteriorating and...
I love this guy's saying, oh no, another concern. Fox News viewers must be like, oh shit, who's got the clicker? I think we have the BBC on, I always wonder because I played this guy's clips before, his show, who knows what the fuck it is. Scott Shalady, and RFD TV is the cow guy. Scott Shalady. Oh, I love that last name. Scott Shalady. You gotta figure some people that are tuned into this are like, oh shit. I think hey, can you fix the bunny ears? I think we're getting some English TV. I don't like these crumpet eaters.
And another concern, corn, soybean, wheat conditions are all deteriorating and JP Morgan is warning of a potential global food crisis.
Well, I'll tell you what, fuck JP and Morgan.
Could this be the beginning of that, Scott?
Well, they say it is. I mean, they'll make the argument that we're already starting that. We've had some trouble this year with our crops. Mother Nature has not been complying as...
I just gotta pause it. I gotta zoom in on this guy. Dude, what the fuck is Fox Business News having on the cow guy? He's dressed like a cow. He has cow blankets? I don't know. Is that a pillow? I can't tell. He is cow decor. A cow guy. This is his name. RFD's The Cow Guy. See right here? The Cow Guy. Cut it out. You can see it in the other photo. Is on Fox News Business. Fox Business, the cow guy's on, being like, nah, well, it looks like we're heading into a food crisis. Meh. Moo. What the This is what I mean. Like, Fox News is just like news for people who are touching delirium that aren't in reality, and they're just like, oh, I gotta check in with the cow guy, see what he thinks JP Morgan's saying about a global food crisis. I don't know, maybe JP Morgan's the one pinching all the fucking people into a food crisis because they're like, we need you to meet our market expectations. Sell, sell, sell. Buy, buy, buy. Or whatever they fucking do on Wall Street. I imagine it's just like, scam, scam, scam. Crime, crime, crime. They're like, hey, Donald, Nancy Pelosi, come on in here. We need you to pump these numbers for us. But it's just hilarious. Could you imagine trying to think you're a serious person and be like, wonder what the cow guy's saying about the food crisis. Like looking at him being like, I wonder how much a pound of his ground chuck is
as well. It's not a disaster by any means, but it's just not what we thought we were going to be getting. But the real key here, for the first time in a long time, Ashley, is the fact that we've got a problem with logistics. So weather has taken a back seat. Logistics around the world has slowed up. I mean, we've heard about the Straits of Hormuz, but we've got another issue in the Black Sea and the Sea of Azov with the Kerch Strait.
Why has it got to be black, man? Why has it got to be Black Sea, huh?
We've got problems there with wheat, and both of them have problems with fertilizer. And when we don't put down as much fertilizer, guess what happens to yields? So this is a cascading event. So this is a logistics issue, it's a weather issue, geopolitical issue, and they're all kind of stacking up, unfortunately, for the perfect storm, where JP Morgan sees food inflation at 5% next year. So that's not good. That could be a problem if we get any real big hiccups with Mother Nature.
I love it. It's like a weather report for how fucking poor we're going to be and how little food we're going to be able to afford. And here's the thing, guys. I just want to be clear. I'm not upset that this guy is RFD's the cow guy. I don't care that his whole thing is like, hey, I come on and talk about JP Morgan dressed as a cow. You know, apparently he's as big as one. My whole thing is like, a cow? You know? A fucking cow? That's the character you came up with to talk about a food crisis? We couldn't get anybody else, you know? Anybody? This guy couldn't have just been like, hey, this is Casual Friday, Pat, and I just want to be in a relaxed environment for you to let you know that food is going to be scarce next year. That's what the reports are saying. The fucking cow guy. Oh my good God, people. This is the country you live in. The cow guy's on Fox Business telling you JP Morgan's predicting just a perfect storm. A perfect storm of starvation coming to your neck of the woods. Thanks. Back to you, Scott Shalady.
Unfortunately, for the perfect storm, where JP Morgan sees food inflation at 5% next year. So
Have you even said thank you? Hey, all the MAGAs in the chat. Have you even said thank you? Donald Trump's trying to starve you out of your short time on Earth. He's like, oh no. Oh, you thought you were going to have 3 meals a day? Oh, no, my little friend. Oh, no. And you'll thank me for it. And you'll thank me. And you'll go into YouTube live streams and be like, God, Trump is my king, my queen. He's the best. He's saving America. No one's going to be able to afford food. I'm so happy. Fucking idiots. Absolute morons. Absolute morons. And they worship this guy. They worship this guy. What is wrong with you? There's no better time to back out than now. You know, I don't even care if I seen you in the chat being like, Trump is the greatest. Thank you, Trump, for saving America. Like, you can still back out. Joe Rogan's backing out. Tim Dillon's fully backing out into a wall of hot dogs. Theo Vaughn, he's having, I think, a mental breakdown. I don't know. I haven't heard from Theo Vaughn in a while. We should check in with him. What is he doing? He probably has Peter Thiel on the podcast. We should. I should be checking in with Theo, man. I hope he's all right. And I genuinely mean that. Like, watching him have a little bit of a breakdown. 6 hours ago, Gurudev Shri Ravar Shankar. Oh yeah, this guy's having a tough time. He's like, I gotta have some fucking kind of Indian fucking monk master on to woosah my soul. Who's that? Undercover Agent Scott Payne. Oh man. He had Trace Atkins on. Never mind. I don't want to check it with Theo Vaughn. Fuck him. Okay. Where is it next? Where are we going? Oh, did you guys see this? Unfortunately. First time in 35 years there have been recorded measles deaths in America. The first time in 35 years. Some of you that voted weren't even alive the last time this happened, so welcome. Have you even said thank you? Now let's check in with RFKJ and see, hey, what do you think these people that are facing death for measles in, over 3 decades should be doing to cure this?
I am a measles survivor. It was extraordinary. Lucky. Very, very lucky to have lived through that nightmare. Because we had to stay at home and watch TV the whole week with all my brothers and sisters. It was
Oh, come on, man.
Because we had to stay at home and watch TV the whole week with all of my brothers and sisters. It was that thing.
Oh, come on, man. This fucking internet. Oi. Oi, my boy.
I'm a measles survivor.
Awesome. So you should take extra care in not wanting the measles to come back, right? Because you already had to survive it.
It was extraordinary.
By the way, he's 72 if you're wondering. So he was born like 10 years after Donald Trump. He's talking about, I don't know, the fucking 50s.
Lucky. Very, very lucky to have lived through that nightmare.
None of us are. Let me just say, sir, none of us are lucky that you lived through that nightmare. None of us. Not the country.
Because we
The only time we were praying for the Kennedy curse.
had to stay at home and watch TV the whole week.
I love how people are laughing when the news today is like the first 2 fucking deaths of measles in 35 years happened because of these chodes in the audience giggling. There's children there giggling like, why don't you try? Hey, little guy, why don't you catch the measles? You just stay home all day, watch TV. Doesn't it sound sweet?
With all of my brothers and sisters. It was horrible. And oh, what is the cure? What is the cure for measles? Your measles is chicken soup and vitamin A.
The cure for the measles, says brainworm raccoon circumciser, chicken soup and vitamin A. I wonder if these people, because again, he's the head of Health and Human Services in America. Like, we should be able to hold these public officials accountable for the shit they claim. Like, Robert, you should be in prison right now. I hope these families that had to experience these first deaths, I mean, maybe they're just morons and didn't get vaccinated. I don't know. Maybe they're going for polio next. But they should go after you for this. The people should be able to be in charge of laws where we should be able to open it up, where it's like, if you're going to go and make a mockery of the science that has proven why in 35 years people haven't died of it, and say it's just chicken soup and vitamin A. The cure, folks. The cure.
Your measles is chicken soup and vitamin A. And
There's
neither of
kids
those
clapping.
things can be patented.
And neither of those things can be patented, he said. I hope a duel gets elected. Me too, man. Me too. Me too. Oh, God. Oh, God. He's so fucking fire. Dusty, you just threw me for a loop. Good to see you. Alchemy Energy, good to see you. Charlie Kelly. And by the way, guys, if you... Oh, shit. The chat was paused. Oh, so you weren't even talking about that. Oh, yeah, Tesh, I remember. He didn't say drink bleach. He said, can we somehow put bleach inside the body? Let's see if I can just find the clip. Trump, bleach, and body. Injecting.
Thank you very much. So I asked Bill a question that probably some of you are thinking of if you're totally into that world, which I find to be very interesting. So supposing we hit the body with a tremendous, whether it's ultraviolet or just very powerful light, and I think you said that hasn't been checked, but you're going to test it. And then I said, supposing you brought the light inside the body, you can...
Dude, this is so crazy that I like to hear this again. Because I remember when this happened in real time, 6 years ago. Okay. Who brought that up? Tesh, thank you. This is what I mean. When we play clips of Tim Dillon, and I'm like, Tim Dillon is a fucking moron, people. He's a grifter, and he's just in it for the money. This is why. Because Tim Dillon was old enough. I'm sorry. He wasn't fucking 11 when this happened. He was old enough. He just wasn't popular enough to, be able to ride this wave. He wasn't able to get in on the division just yet. That was like people like Jim Brewer and Joe Rogan. Tim Dillon was making his way there. But to hear the president back in 2020 be like, I don't know, I think we're looking at some ways of getting to hit the body with some very high ultraviolet lights and maybe get those lights inside the body. Like, dude, who hears that and is like, oh, this guy's on to something, man. We gotta, what is this man cooking? What is this guy cooking?
Which you can do either through the skin or...
Through the skin, yeah. Like radio waves? Like an x-ray? We're just gonna x-ray him? What the fuck is he talking about? He's like, we're gonna send everybody tanning. This is literally on par with Joe Rogan. If you don't remember, at the beginning of the pandemic, Joe Rogan had the University of Minnesota, like one of these virologists in, and I'll never forget, because this dude was doing a bunch of podcasts and he was on fire. He was like, yo, this is gonna be much worse than you think, and nobody's getting out of this unscathed. And Joe Rogan had this dude in, right? I'll find the clips, because I had an audio podcast at the time and I was talking about it. And Joe Rogan is bullying this dude, sitting across from him, being like, are you sure saunas don't cure COVID? And the guy was like, no. And Joe was like, well, a friend of mine told, this was before AI was everywhere, okay? For those of you who are too young. Before AI was everywhere, and Joe wasn't just like, AI told me this. Because AI probably would have been like, no, you dummy. No, there's viruses in hot climates too, you stupid asshole. But Joe is bullying this virologist, being like, well, he didn't say I have a sauna, but you could tell Joe Rogan has a sauna, because he just kept being like, well, I heard that if you go in a sauna, the heat and the steam and that will kill all the virus. And the virologist is like, not only have I never heard that, but that's not going to work. And Joe was like, are you sure? And you really wanted Joe to just be like, listen, I got a sauna, and that would be so freaking sweet if you could just say like, this makes me safe. You could just tell how scared Joe was. And Joe wanted a remedy right there that he could access, that only the wealthy enough could access, or the people who know how to sneak into a hotel sauna. We used to do that all the time. I forgot my key somewhere. And you just go right in. You go to the pool, you go swimming, you hit the sauna after, you'd be like, wrong hotel. I'm out of here. Anyways, little life hack. Little life hack for you. You need to go to the sauna, you just drive to your local hotel. They usually have them in the pool, where the pool is, at the bathrooms. Anyways, so this, like, Joe Rogan was just on one, right? That's why he went into the ivermectin, because he got embarrassed, because he was scared, because he needed something that Joe Rogan could protect himself with. But to think back to this time, like, this seems like centuries ago. Hearing the president fucking say this stuff. Let's finish the clip.
In some other way. And I think you said you're going to test that too. Sounds interesting.
He's talking to scientists. He's like, man, I heard you were going to test like my light theory, the theory of light-tativity. You know, like, dude, Donald Trump has not only never fucking passed the science class or knows anything about science, but like the stuff he claims he's good at, he's a moron. He didn't even write his own book. He had a ghostwriter for his own book, The Art of the Deal. Should just be called The Art of the Scam. Haha, got you all. Didn't waste any time on this. Somebody's fucking making me a lot of money, you dumb bitches. You know, all the products he sells, he just taps his name on it and just reaps the royalties from it. And we got a guy up here pretending, cosplaying like, what if light could defeat this enemy? Scientists, are you going to look into that? And everybody knows you can't say no to Donald Trump if you're in his regime. That's how you got there. You were like, sir. So smart. Can't believe us scientists didn't think of that one. We're going to get right to the lab. Bring some gremlins. Let's see what happens when we expose them to light.
Right, and then I see the disinfectant where it knocks it out in a minute, 1 minute. And is there a way we can do something like that?
He should have, at this point, like now when we have a little retrospect, you know, little hindsight's 2020. At this point when Donald Trump, hold on, let me put Donald Trump up. We're going to get to this interview because this interview is a masterclass in how to deal with these Fox News twats. I think we call them twats. This is Donald Trump, your president. Have you even said thank you? At this point, instead of injecting disinfectant, I wish he had said, is there a way that we could make a disinfectant mask that people could wear and they could just breathe the disinfectant? Because I mean, that would have, you want to talk about clearing out the voter poll, the rolls. You know, you want to talk about getting rid of some of the MAGA. If Donald Trump, instead of saying,
by injection inside or almost a cleaning, because you see it gets on the lung.
Almost a cleaning. You said, is there any way we could do the disinfectant injection? Could you inject the disinfectant? Or maybe almost a cleaning. You know, like a car wash for your insides. Where you open wide and we go, all right, you good, you good. And people not only listen to this dude, but they voted for him again. Like, there are adults in your life that heard this. Could we inject the disinfectant? And they were like, oh, that guy needs a fucking second and third term. That's my kind of science. Inject the disinfectant. This is the president. Thank you, Tesh. Thank you, Tesh. This is the funniest shit. This is like President Tide Pod at this point. He's like, now forgive me if I'm wrong on this, but weren't Tide Pods a thing? Should we be ingesting them again? I can't remember what that old Tide Pod thing was. I know Barron was talking about it on the Vine, but I'm pretty sure. Could we look into that? You know, like, this is the level of stupidity. We went from Tide Pod Challenge where kids were dying. Kids were dying. They had to, I remember, they started locking up Tide Pods at schools. I mean, at stores. 2, we morphed from Tide Pod Challenge. Hey guys, please stop doing that. This is not a joke. It's not a challenge. You're going to hurt yourself and go to the hospital. And here in America, that's going to cost your parents maybe their house. To a president who's saying this shit.
Knocks it out in a minute, 1 minute. And is there a way we can do something like that? By injection inside or almost a cleaning, because you see it gets on the lungs and it does a tremendous number of the lungs. So it'd be interesting to check that. So that
it would be interesting to check if you could disinfect the lungs. Just so you know, when I'm like, Joe Rogan needs to be held accountable, Theo Von needs to be held accountable, Tim Dillon needs to be held accountable, Andrew Schultz needs to be held accountable. All these people who are like, I'm politically homeless, but oh, you'll come on my podcast and boost my numbers and my notoriety? Okay, come on in. I won't ask any tough questions. We'll play softballs. Those people need to be held accountable because they were all adults at this point. You know, like, they were all adults. Everybody was adults in the room. I get it. If you heard this, if you heard injecting disinfectant, you were, you know, not an adult, and you're like, you know, and you just didn't have the brain maturity, or your brain hadn't aged enough to know just instinctively, like, oh no, that's a horrible idea. I can't believe there's how old was he at this point? 70 something? There's a 70-year-old man telling people to inject bleach. Like, are you fucking all right, dude? How have you made it this far without dying? Seriously, how? You know, life is like, usually like Darwinism comes in at some point and snuffs these motherfuckers out. But here he is breeding with 3 different women, claiming to be a family man. A family man. Oh my God. Oh my God. And that's why I hold like the podcast bros to a higher standard, because they heard this and then had Donald Trump on. And Joe Rogan. Let me play the Joe Rogan Donald Trump thing, because the beginning is so funny. This makes me so angry.
When you see certain people talk, certain people nudging you.
last week I did one of our last shows, I think maybe.
This is Donald Trump on the Joe Rogan Experience, fucking a month before the election.
Thursday or Friday, that was a big deal being on Oprah's show, the last one. And I was like one of the last shows in that final week. And I said, boy, we've come a long way since that.
What was it like?
Oh God, this isn't the part. What was it like? Here we go.
And I'm the president.
Yeah, that's what happened. So I'm driving down Pennsylvania Avenue. I just built a building on Pennsylvania, you know, the hotel, the old post office it was. We called it Trump National Hotel. And we sold it to the Waldorf Astoria. And it was a wonderful thing. But I'm driving down on past capable kids, but they were getting involved early on. So I did that. I got them done. I had some very top of that he wore.
There it is.
He wore that. Yeah, there it is. It's a long bed, elongated bed. 14 and 1, about a year ago. You would know the names. 14 and 1. I don't know. I've never read this. I heard it from people in the White House. who really understand what was going on with the whole life of the White House. But Lincoln had the yips about it in a way.
What the fuck is going? Where's the part? I'm gonna have to like find it.
Everyone's aware of all this stuff. What I want to get to is like, what was the experience once you got inside?
Yeah, man. Everybody's wondering like the hard hitting stuff. What was it like once you walked inside the White House? Joe Rogan, hard hitting political journalist. What was it? What did it smell like? Could you tell that Joe Biden had been farting in there? No, there's a part. I'm gonna have to search for it. There's a part where he's like, you know what? You're really funny. Like when you were like chasing Hillary around, you're really funny. I'm trying to go to the most replay.
Quickly.
Yeah.
But you know, he's bad. Bolton was an idiot, but he was great for me because I'd go in with a guy like a John Bolton. You know John Bolton. A friend of mine called me up. I was picking Bolton.
Okay, I can't hear any more of this because this is just Joe Rogan being like, Joe Rogan, the conspiracy theorist, being like, yep, I just believe, yeah, everything you say. No, this has got to be true. Okay, yeah, sounds good. Well, there's my vote. Politically homeless Joe Rogan siding with the most far-right fascist we've ever had run in politics. Oh my God. Oh my God. I can't fucking believe it. So anyways, Joe Rogan interviewed him after he said this. And this is what I mean. It's like Joe Rogan, people I think loved him because they were like, oh, he's the guy that's going to have the conversation that no one's going to have. You know, he's going to be like, sir, what were you thinking telling people to inject bleach? You know, like, that's what you would think. Like, Joe Rogan would have been on, right? Like, that would have been cool. I would have watched that shit. I did not watch it, Donald Trump. I've seen it in clips. I've sped through it. I've found clips for the show, but I've not sat and watched it. I'm not going to sit and watch one liar tell a yes man of his stories for over an hour. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just not going to do it. Joe Rogan has no spine. But the fact is like, how do you not crack it open? That's why I was trying to find the Hillary thing. Because he's like, do you remember in that Hillary debate? And you were like, you were really funny. Like, creeping behind her. And they were like giggling about it. And I'm like, dude, what? What? That's what you bring up? This man went on the world stage during the biggest pandemic since the Spanish flu and was like, my team of crack scientists, could you get on injecting bleach? Was that like a thing we could do? Could we just start injecting our citizens?
Right, and then I see the disinfectant where it knocks it out in a minute, 1 minute. And is there a way we can do something like that?
Like, if he's a very smart boy and he's the boy you trust, and this is serious, right? If you took him seriously, I think he's a joke. I think his whole life is a joke. I think, you know, you'll all find that out when fucking he kicks the bucket. You know, you're gonna be like, oh shit, I just spent how many years just worshiping this fucking idol? This pagan idol? How do you not take this very serious science boy who's the best at everything? You've heard him. You know, he knows everything. He's the guy. He knows the guy. He is the guy. Everybody's saying it. He is just the best. How do you not be like, so what was your thought process into suggesting that almost miraculous cure of injecting disinfectant? Like, walk me through the stages of that. Like, how do you not play serious with him and ask him, like, walk through it with me? Really? Can we like do a deep dive? Like, what's your background in science? We know RFK does street side circumcisions for raccoons, but what is your background in science? And could you walk me through the disinfectant injections? By the way, the people that didn't want him wear a mask were like, we got to inject what? Yeah, I'll try that. Fuck a mask.
By injection inside or almost a cleaning, because you see that.
Almost a cleaning. Almost like, you know, you go to the dentist, almost like a disinfection cleaning. Maybe we'll start sending disinfectant to the dentist and we'll just ask them to do it and be like, could you spray it into the lungs? This is the fucking president at the time. This is why, like, I can't let this go. Because I'm like, people heard this and then Joe Rogan had him on the goddamn podcast. And was like,
he's a very smart guy. His name is Phil Ruffin. He's a very rich guy from Las Vegas. He's a great card player.
Oh yeah, I've played this part for you. And Joe Rogan's just sitting there like, wow, this is the guy who said inject bleach. I should just take him at his word on everything. I mean, this guy tells no lie. This is my guy. This is my guy. Ooh. Hold on. McKinley tariff kick. Tariffs. Oh, let's look back and see what he said about the tariffs. Oh, wait. Joe Rogan.
Most people have no idea.
Shut the fuck up! Joe Rogan was just laughing hysterically at something. I have to see when Joe Rogan laughs like a little fucking girl with Donald Trump. I have to see this on the... Where is it? Okay, there he is. There he's laughing.
Change 15 policies. In fact, I'm going to send her a MAGA cap.
She stole your idea about no tax for tips.
Oh, this might be the part. Hold on. Oh, God, I wish I could zoom in. Come on, YouTube. Give me better options.
She changed 15 policies. In fact, I'm going to send her a MAGA cap.
She stole your idea about no tax for tips.
I came up with this idea that honestly nobody ever heard of. And
I came up with this idea, nobody... And Joe Rogan giggling along like a schoolgirl. Dude, I fucking love this. Because this was the moment where MAGA was like, we hear you, Joe. We know our mission. Mission accepted, Joe. This is the guy for us. Joe giggling like he was with a bunch of fucking girls, watching the boys play football, talking about who's cutest.
now it took her 2 months, but you know what? All of a sudden,
It caught fire.
and she just put it into a little speech.
Yeah,
Well,
it became
but I think we still have that issue. I think that issue is a good one for us. But now we have a lot of good issues. You know, we had
How's your no tax on tips, everybody, working out? Is that helping you with the fucking $5 a gallon gasoline? Is the no tax on tip? Is that really pushing you through to buy a home? You fucking morons. I said this when Joe Rogan was doing the old pandering with Donald Trump. I said, if they gave a shit, they would just go, we're raising the federal minimum wage. It's been stagnant for 15 years. We're doing that. And no tax on, I don't know, low income people. No tax on under $100,000. Like, dude, this is one of the greatest grifts of all time, and it just shows how uneducated Americans are.
the other day. Think of how simple some of these things are. We're trying to get cars built in the United States. Detroit has been
Oh, how's that going, guys? How is the cars being built in the United States? I love this shit.
really tough. It's been a disaster. They have a huge factory, a huge car auto plant being built by China in Mexico, make cars, sell them in the United States, put everybody out of business. Right, here we go again. I said, if that
He's gonna say tariffs. Don't say tariffs. Please don't say tariffs.
plant is there when I'm president, I will put 100 or 200% tariffs on it.
Oh, he's gonna say tariffs. Oh, now that we have hindsight, you guys know who pays for the tariffs, right? It's us. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. All right, we got, this is so far. We'll come back to that because, like, I forgot how stupid they all sound. That's the thing, like, they're on record. Like, they recorded that. We didn't, like, secretly record these two. Like, they recorded that for money. You know, they were like, we're going to make a lot of money doing this. Donald Trump did. He made way more than Joe Rogan. Donald Trump made billions. Joe Rogan probably made, you know, tens of millions. But they both made off pretty good. You know, that's why the no tax on tips thing is hilarious. It's hilarious to hear two guys who have never worked a tipped wage in their life be like, oh yeah, no tax on tips, that's going to be huge. That's going to be huge for the people that... How much do they make as a server? Oh, gross. Oh, gross. Why don't we just fix that? Oh, gross. They make $2? $6 an hour. Oh, gross. Why? Oh, gross. I make that in about 4 seconds here. You know what I mean? This is my favorite thing. All the fucking humpers for no tax on tips are like, yeah, Joe Rogan, the multimillionaire, and Donald Trump, the very successful billionaire, are telling me that no tax on tips is going to fix my life. Like, these guys probably don't even tip people. Never mind have tipped a server job in their fucking life. They've never. Joe Rogan, Hollywood lipstick queen, has never worked a server job in his life. Donald Trump, the Nepo baby from New York, has never worked a server job in your life. And you're trusting them? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Oh, God, it's so good. It's so good. It's so good. Now, where's my Abdul Sayed? Hold on, what was this again? Oh yeah, I want to show you this. Leading report: income in 1990 of $50,000 would require $130,000 in 2026 to have the same purchasing power. Your money's worth less. I tell you this all the time. This is just a stark reminder. If your parents made 100K in 1990, you'd need to make 225K to have the same buying power today. I talk about this all the time. While we have billionaires, they're fucking you in the mouth. Ba-doop. Wait, let me do this for the millennials. For my millennials, let me do this. I talk about this all the time because the billionaires are telling you no tax on tips is good. You know what I mean? If you do a job that you know, like, oh man, I shouldn't have to rely on tips. Like, no, not saying tips aren't good, but I'm saying like this shouldn't, like my night shouldn't be like, oh, I worked all night, but I made shit money because the business didn't pay me and the customers who were supposed to fulfill the need of paying me couldn't or didn't. You know, like that's not the free market. That's almost fucking indentured servant labor. Like the business should just pay you a livable wage and then tips on top. Okay. And if not, don't worry. I got paid because I was at my job. You know, again, look up where tips come from. Jim Crow South. It's a slavery tradition. One of America's finest. But my God, if you work any of those jobs and then you go to a show like Joe Rogan where he's got hundreds of millions of dollars and Donald Trump's on it, who, you know, you've claimed he's a billionaire forever. I don't think so. I think the presidency made him a billionaire. I think he was bankrupted. Yeah, I think he bankrupted his dad's empire and he was like, I need to do some corruption real quick. And you go to the rich people to tell you what is good for you, you're a fucking moron. Star goes by. Star goes by. Star goes by. Also, rest in peace, Dolly. Rest in peace. Where is my... Okay, we'll just bring this up. Because we've got to. We've got to. We've got to. I love this. This is Abdul Al-Sayed talking to Jesse Waters and just absolutely not only owning Jesse Waters, but embarrassing him on his own show. Everybody needs to pay close attention, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell, because this is the master class we're about to break down. This is the master class. I've said that, and yo, fam, you guys know, all the comrades here, all the members, everybody who's been here for a long time. Some of you have been here since day one. G-Ma, I'm looking at you. You guys know I've been saying this forever. Why? Because this is what the right wing has told you. Ben Shapiro, he has been on podcasts where he's like, you just distract from it. You have bullet points that you can go off of. And if they start to actually combat you with the facts of the matter, you go, look over here. Well, what about this? Or are you saying this? Or, oh, do you know? Or Tim Pool does this. He goes, well, do you know about this one thing that I read about? So I can just try to trick you and be like, you don't know. So I know something you don't know. It's all distraction because they don't want to engage in the actual debate. And I've been saying this forever. You see it when MAGA comes in the chat. I tell you, they don't want to engage in the debate. They want to say, nice hairband, in your mom's basement, don't have a job. They want to do everything and anything but engage in the actual politics of today, which is they're poisoning our food, they're making our money worth less, nobody owns anything, first-time home buyers are 60, nobody's going to fucking, do anything but rent their media for the rest of their life. We're not clawing that one back, folks, unless Blockbuster comes out of the grave. We're not getting that one back. And I've also taught you, because I infotain you, I give you information and entertain you, that these big streaming services, the ones that sell you stuff like Amazon, they're just selling you the license. So if you buy a movie from them and they lose the license, you bought it from them, but you don't own that movie. And you can look that up. There's been court cases where Amazon and Jeff Bezos fought in court that the consumer understood, Our customers understood that purchasing meant purchasing the license of the movie, the license of the TV show, not the actual thing. They weren't going to actually own anything. If we lost the license, we were the provider of that, so they just lose the movie. We keep the money, they lose the movie. It's all rigged. And I've been trying to tell you guys to not buy into these distractions. This is like a very simple formula that they have where they're like, well, are you saying this? And if you just keep plowing ahead and you just keep going this is the culture war. That's why I say don't trust Tim Pool. Number one, he got tricked by Russia into taking hundreds of millions or thousands of dollars from them. Like that's stupid. I wouldn't trust him. But number two, like a culture war in this economy, nobody can afford that, man. We're fighting an economic war on all fronts, and not like the rich people like us, like the working class. All right, Abdul El Sayed for president. Fucking, this guy is amazing. Abdul El Sayed is fucking amazing. All right.
You want to soak the rich. Rabdul, because this isn't a podcast. I got to sell ads in the breaks. You want to soak the rich. Let's listen to what you said about the taxes. Run it.
I also think we got to start taxing wealth for people who have over $100 million.
This is one of my favorite parts of, well, I'm going to play you 3 different clips, right? This is one of my favorite parts. Jesse Waters is like, watch this gotcha. Play the clip. And Abdul outside is like, listen, if you have over $100 million, tax the shit out of them. And he's like, gotcha. Oh, you want to tax people with $100 million? Like, they literally, MAGA does this too. They're like, oh, you want, and it's like, yes, of course, everybody, they're not going to go poor. The fuck are you talking about, dude? This is Jesse Waters gotcha, playing an awesome clip.
You want to soak the rich. Rabdul, because this isn't a podcast. I got to sell ads in the breaks. You want to soak the rich. Let's listen to what you said about the taxes. Run it.
I also think we got to start taxing wealth for people who have over $100 million. I mean, at that point, like, what do you think are you going to do with more money?
What are you going to do with more money? I mean, whatever I want.
I mean, Jesse, I don't know how much you make.
That's the problem, Jesse. How do you think Epstein Island happened? How do you think Little St. James happened? They did whatever they want and they're still not being persecuted, investigated, or anything. That's the whole problem. Elon Musk spent $300 million on an election. They're doing whatever they want. They don't have rules. They don't obey society's fucking handshake of a gentleman's fucking agreement and societal deals that we've all fucking come up with each other. They do whatever they want and they'll never go broke. I thought Jesse Waters was constantly being like, hey man, hey working class people, aren't you sick of these elites? And now he's saying like, dude, let people be so rich they could do whatever they want. Get away with Epstein Island. Fucking crazy.
Not a billion.
Not a billion, but pretty close, right? That's why he didn't say million. I love it. I love when millionaires are telling the working class what to do. Like they're not got a hand up their ass.
I think I'd rather have. Well, yeah, look, so that's exactly it, right? The question ultimately is, do you want to drive on good roads or would you rather have a billionaire make a second billion? That's what Mike Rogers wants. That's what Donald Trump wants. Apparently that's what you want. I think the people of Michigan want something different. They want good roads and good schools.
So you're saying Beyonce, who just became a billionaire, she has to break you off something every year?
I love that. He's now defending Beyonce. He's like, oh, you're going to go after poor little Beyonce. Okay, wait until Beyonce finds out. Wait till the Beehive finds out about that. Jesse, a show of intelligence right here. Fox News defending billionaire Beyonce.
She has to pay the politicians.
It's not me. It's the American.
That's it. Oh, you think, or maybe he's showing his hand. He's like, he's got to pay the politicians, so we don't change the tax code. No. The taxes go back into our communities. They're supposed to fund us, not Donald Trump. I know everybody's gotten kind of used to that. Donald Trump's vanity projects and turning our reflecting pool green, but Typically, that's not what taxes are supposed to do. How do you think you got to work, Jesse? You think them roads paved themselves, you dumb shit?
In public.
You're the
Beyonce,
one that
I think,
wants
would
the
be
money.
happy to be able to contribute back to the public schools that she went to. I think she'd be happy to invest in good roads in her community. I think she.
And here, I'll take it a step further. Who gives a fuck if she's happy? This ain't affecting her bottom line. She's not going, sorry, kid, it's ramen for dinner tonight. They taxed us. And more importantly, I live in a state where we put a wealth tax in at 4%, and it's worked out phenomenally. And no millionaires, no billionaires have left the state, and more. We've created more, 39% more. You can read about it.
She'd be happy to pay a little bit more so that everybody had a little bit more.
You're reaching a little deep into the
to be
pockets,
defending
Abdul.
billionaires from your channel, Jesse. That's a crazy thing. I thought you were for. I'm just saying. Look, at the end of the day, I thought you were for the everyday man. Like if you're for billionaires more than you're for every other person, well, you and I are just going to disagree.
No, I just think
that is the fucking slam dunk, bodying Jesse right there. Oh man, I thought your whole show was like, I'm for the working people, and hey man, these corrupt elites and politicians are taking advantage of you, and Beyonce is a woke billionaire, and da-da-da. Fucking dunked on. You can't, are there people that watch Fox here? Please tell me. You can't have it both ways. You can't be like, hey man, these poor billionaires, like Beyonce just became a billionaire, and now you want to tax her out of being a billionaire? That wouldn't tax her out of being a billionaire. Trust me. That money grows so exponentially quick that they can't spend it fast enough. Go look up Warren Buffett, Gates, the Gates Foundation, the agreement all these billionaires had with each other to give away their money, and they can't do it. Warren Buffett's giving his kids the money and giving them a timetable to give that money away, and he doesn't think they can do it. It's so much money. You have to buy elections in Epstein Islands, and you have to be like, I don't fucking know. I'm swimming in it, man. I can't get rid of this money quick enough. And then they're like, tax him. And he's like, no. I like not having laws. I like not having the laws and owning the people who make the laws. But that is the greatest own ever on Fox News. I thought you were for the working people, Jesse. It sounds like you awfully fucking sensitive about these billionaires getting taxed. Who's paying you? That's what I wish you said. Who's paying you to say this stuff, Jesse? Who's writing them scripts for you? Who's signing your paycheck that you got to be like, oh, the poor billionaires, you want to just reach into their pockets and fund roads and schools? Us billionaires don't use roads, and we pay for private schools. We fly. You use our airports, don't you? You dingle hopper.
Everybody had a little bit more.
You're reaching a little deep into the
to be
pockets,
defending
Abdul.
billionaires from your channel, Jesse. That's a crazy thing. I thought you were for. I'm just saying. Look, at the end of the day, I thought you were for the everyday man. Like if you're for billionaires more than you're for every other person, well, you and I are just going to disagree.
No, I just think I have the right to the fruits of my own labor. That's America. It's not communist what you're talking about.
No, the problem
Let
with
me
it,
ask
Jesse,
you
is
about
you and I both know
socialized health care.
Billionaires don't make money. Let me just answer the question.
Sure.
No, let me go back to that.
Go ahead.
Billionaires don't make their money off of their labor. That I think is where you head off. Billionaires that make their money off their money. So if you have $1 billion, your billion makes another 100 million. That's not the fruits of your labor. That's just the fruits of your money making money. I think it's okay. Like if we tax you at 7%, you're still gonna make what, a cool $30 million off your $1 billion. I think it's okay. They're gonna be okay.
You're still. This is what I mean. They're fighting over. Hey, if you're a billionaire and every year you're bringing in 100 million just because you have that money sitting somewhere, if we taxed that at 70% and you only took in 30 million, is that gonna put you in the poorhouse? Do you know many billionaires who are only bringing in 30 million a year that are like, I don't know what we're gonna do. Honey, really, I don't. We're going to have to put that 14th house up for sale. I don't know what we're going to do. And we're going to have to shut off the air conditioners in all the other houses. I just like letting them run. I just like keeping the sprinklers on even though we weren't home. You know, because you could read those stories about rich people being like, water ban, not for me. I piss on that water ban. These are real stories. What's up, the Anacle? Good to see you. Josie Wales. Is that the legend of Josie Wales? What a dumb fucking take. I love when these poor people come in here defending billionaires. I love it. I fucking love it. Schools that can't even teach your kids to read. Why do you think, you dummy? Because since Reagan, all we've done is cut rich people's taxes. Why do you think you and the rest of MAGA look to the 50s and early 60s as the heyday? Because that's when the taxes were at 92% and we were funding things like highway projects and roads and fucking technology and trying to go to the moon. And we were doing all this shit while building a middle class by reinvesting that wealth into America. And now you're here spelling school wrong in your fucking chat. It has an H. It has a silent H. Does Donald Trump have to tell you every silent letter and every word? You know, dumb has a silent B. Republicans has 3 silent Ks. And school has a silent H, you fucking moron. God damn, man. But let me just tell you, there's nothing great about a stupid country. And how do you think that gets funded? How do you think that gets funded? How do you think anything that this government does gets funded? How do you think your vanity projects of your queen, Donald Trump, who's burning down our society, how do you think his vanity projects get funded? Huh? The Epstein Memorial Ballroom. That's our tax money. When he went and opened up his new golf course in Scotland just about 2 years ago, when he took that little trip, and God bless the Scottish for the way they protest against that man and all the spray painting and red paint they did on his thing. We paid for that trip. We pay for everything he does. You think this selfish twat who had his own university and charity shut down for fraud is going to flip the bill? No. And you think the corporations are doing it? No. That's our tax money. Just like his sons. Why do you think he's asking for trillions in the military budget? Because his sons have deals with the fucking drones, man. They're enriching themselves. And there's nothing ever, you'll never get me to be like, yeah, I don't think we should put any money into education. Especially when you're spelling in the fucking comment school. S-C-O-O-L. You spelled school S-C-O-O-L. I will always advocate for education. You understand that's how we got to here, right? Like your stupid ass 150 years ago was going into a mine smoking an unfiltered Lucky Strike with a little fucking hard hat that your boss is like, take that hard hat off. You're never going to fit in there with those grubby little hands. And at some point, people fought and died to be like, hey, I don't know, our kids should probably not have to go into the mines and go to these textile factories and come home with fucking missing fingers. And maybe we should educate these kids. And then the Rockefellers took it over and went like, what a great time to teach these kids how to sit in a fucking place for 6 hours. But when you think of the basic fucking concept of educating children, it's a beautiful thing. And you're right. Never in the hands of this guy's friends, Donald Trump. I wouldn't trust anything with kids and Trump. Are you kidding me? Have you read the Epstein files? Do you know why he's hiding those files? Do you know why? Because of what he did to the kids. But there is never a bad time to try to educate, implement new educations. Look around the world. Watch Michael Moore's Where to Invade Next and see how they do education in other places. That is always a good thing, especially when the fucking moron is spelling school S-C-O-O-L. The Legend of Josie Wales. These schools, S-C-O-O-L, aren't even teaching kids to re-add.
So the question, so again, like Jesse, you have not asked me one time about the issues that people actually care about in Michigan. You don't want to talk about gas prices. You don't want to talk about groceries. You don't want to talk about healthcare. You don't want to talk about the stupid trade war that's about to destroy Michigan's economy.
We spent the whole interview talking about that stuff.
That's destroying, that is destroying our own military. You don't seem to want to talk about any of those things. You want to bring up all this culture war that, you know, I'm not here to
We
fight
talked
culture war.
about
I'm
the
here
war.
to
We
fight the
talked about
affordability
gas
crisis that people are
prices and the Green New Deal, okay? If you want to do an interview,
I brought them up every time.
You can do...
I brought him up every time. That's not good. When the interviewer is not bringing up like the pressing issues of the day and instead they're talking about, well, hold on, we'll get to the next clip. The next clip is a doozy, and guess what? He is circumcised, if you were wondering. I know RFK Jr. was. He was like, is that raccoon circumcised or do I got to handle this?
You're asking me like, you're doing the greatest hits, Jesse. Like, I mean, this is like, you can play this game if you want, but like, you can keep doing the greatest hits if you want. You told me we were going to come on for a conversation, and when we have conversations, I think that it's okay to also ask questions. I just want to understand what you're getting at here.
I'm getting at whether you think men should play in women's
U.S. Senator in Michigan.
It's a big issue.
I'm interested in getting money out of politics, putting money in your pocket, and passing Medicare for all.
You're
Most people
filibustering,
don't care
Abdul.
about what sports kids play.
You're filibustering.
No, I'm just
It's a
answering
big
the question
issue.
because, like, I want
You
to
guys
talk about
kind of
issues that
lost on that issue last time.
deserve the.
Again, it's not an issue at all. Talking heads like this, who's a multi-millionaire, paid by bigger millionaires, Rupert Murdoch to be exact. Remember Rupert Murdoch, Donald Trump's friend, who eventually Donald Trump sued for $10 billion for saying, yes, there's a birthday card with Donald Trump wrote in a prepubescent girl's image with his signature as the pubes, a poem to Jeffrey Epstein. Do you remember that?
Enigmas never age. Have you noticed that? And Jeffrey, as a matter of fact, it was clear to me the last time I saw you.
Donald Trump sued him, but Rupert Murdoch, that was the shocking thing. They've been friends forever. You know, he is aligned with this far right stratosphere of like, hey man, I know gas is expensive. I know we're in another forever war. I know food prices are going up. I understand the farmers are going bankrupt. I know cars are just hitting an all-time high and the secondhand market is basically non-existent. You might as well buy a new car. But have you considered that there might be a boy playing a girl's sport? How the fuck does that make your job better, your life better, food more affordable, your ability to buy a house instead of waiting until you're 62? And at this point, by the time you're 60, it's not happening at all. It has nothing to do with anything. And this is the shit that they want to be like, hey, you lost on that. I would just, if anybody ever said, okay, we lost, you're right. No girls and boys sports, no boys and girls sports. Why did you elect a president who bragged about going into girls' locker rooms then? Like, why? I don't understand that, but who gives a shit? We lost. Can we win on healthcare, on raising the minimum wage, on a fucking smaller work week, on guaranteed parental leave? Can we win on something? Because, like, that has zero implications on the economy. For all the people who are like, price of eggs, sir. Sir, I beg you, please bring down price of eggs. So expensive. And I need 1 egg a day. For the people who did that and now pivot to, oh man, this sports talk is really the pressing issue of my day. Yeah, I can't afford gas to go to work, but if I see another guy playing in girls' sports, I'm gonna lose it. It doesn't matter. It's not a fucking talking point. It's a culture war bullshit look over here, and a lot of you bought it. Jim Brewer, who's out now doing these clips. I hate these motherfuckers. Jim Brewer was all on board the Trump train, and now he's like, oh, what'd you expect? These elites are taking it. I'm like, they're all grifters, man. And the thing is this shit's recorded, so you could go back over 2 years and see that I'm saying the same thing before they elected him. Saying the same thing. My position hasn't changed. I smelt grift that told me the second the president told me to inject bleach. Well, it was before that, you know. We knew a Donald Trump. That little rich kid from New York. We knew of him.
To hear about.
All right, so you want to answer that question.
What issue?
You want to answer the question.
What issue? Go ahead, Jesse. What issue?
Should men
Go ahead,
play
ask it
women's
again.
sports? You have daughters, right?
I think that, look, I played sports my whole life. Sports were an important part of my life. I'm grateful for the opportunity to play sports. And at the end of the day, the decision of who gets to play what sports ought to be decided by the people who govern sports. I'm running for U.S. Senate. Jesse, it's insane. I'm out here trying to take on like the healthcare crisis in Big Pharma, and you're asking me about who gets to play what sports. It's silly. People can't take me seriously.
This is what I...
Thing if you can follow.
It's kind of a big thing. We've made it kind of this big thing, and we've really distracted people from the war, the Epstein files, the cost of living, all of it. We've really done a good job of making people look over here at the dangling carrot about, hey, if this kid plays in girls' sports, what the fuck is going to happen to our society? You hear this, right? This is like complete and utter nonsense. And the other funny part, when you just start to consider what Fox News is telling you, is like, pretty sure the government should be able to tell you what's on your TV and what's doing what with your sports. Like, the government should have a say in all of this stuff. All these extracurricular activities. Like, the government should be able to regulate all of that stuff. It should not be up to any kind of fucking oversight committees or sports people. This should just be up to your federal government. The party of small government wants the government to tell you what comedians can tell jokes on TV and who can play in whose sports. It's fucking fantastic. I mean, when you disassociate, kind of disconnect yourself from the reality of like, why aren't they talking about the gas prices of the never-ending war that we're in and another trade war with Canada that's only going to jack up prices of automobiles, and maybe, I don't know, potentially the what's his name, Ford? I forget. It's not Rob Ford. That was the cool crazy one. His brother Ford was like, we're gonna hurt red states. I think he said that the other day. I was watching a clip. And he was like, oh yeah, we're gonna go out to red state. We're gonna shut off their electricity. It's like, that's fucking crazy, man. And they're like, no. The issue of the day is girls and guys sports, guys and girl sports. Go.
Following the news recently.
That's on the fucking avatar too. I don't know if I took a picture of this one. No. That's the other one. Sorry, I might have not taken another picture. And it's all brought to you by this family. While you're struggling to buy groceries, the first daughter in a large Secret Service detail, which you're paying for, is in Costa Rica surfing. I call this photo, "Let Them Eat Cake Out of My Butt Crack." Good God, man.
Abdul, let me ask you about the politics. We'll get to your race. Let's do your race right now.
Please be serious. Like, I'm here with you. I want to have a conversation about the issues that matter.
Because that's the thing. It's like, if he's running for Senate, like, who gives a shit about guys and girls? Who fucking cares? Seriously, MAGA, are any of you here? Are any of you here where you're like, no, this is exactly how guys and girls sports affects me financially? Because that was your whole thing with Biden. Inflation, price of egg, lower gas prices, right? That was your whole fucking thing. And here we are 2 years later. Everything's an absolute disaster. I just played Fox Business saying, hey, there's a food crisis on the horizon. JP Morgan saying so. Sorry. Brought to you by your friend the cow guy. And you guys are like, no. What does JP Morgan think about guys and girls sports? Like, you morons, you fucking stooges. You took the bait. They fucked everything. They fucked your face in front of you while you smiled. Everything that you wanted, they undid and made worse. And now they've got you choking on the long dong of this argument? Oh, what is wrong with you? Oh God, here's another person fucking that obviously saw the wrong Fox infographic. Gas is cheaper than in 2024. It's not, but this is adorable. That's adorable. I saw Fox News put that up too. They tried to pretend that last year gas was actually cheaper, and it wasn't. It's okay. Josie's still here? Good for him, man. Wow, you were really out of your safe space. You were listen, Josie, I'm not afraid to commend somebody when they get out of their safe space, their little bubble for a while. Amazing. Amazing. So is nobody going to address the question? This is where it gets kind of exhausting. So I asked the simple question: how does getting guys out of girls sports affect you economically and help you put gas in your car, food, help you buy a house? I just truly need to know, because these are pressing economic issues that we're facing. This is not like a debate. This was like a MAGA owned shit. This is why they love Trump the populist, who was going to do it all. Hit the like button, Unparalleled. Why, yes. And thank you, Brian. So is no MAGA is going to address this? I just want to know. Because I'll relent. I'll be like, you're right. Oh my God, I can't believe we let those guys playing women's sports and gas shot to $4 a gallon. Fuck. I have no problem doing this. Like, I really don't. It's not a battle. I don't know. I think people having a home and food just is more important than any extracurricular activities right now. Because most people can't afford those. But anyways. Sean Shea, it doesn't. It's all distraction. It works. Pisses me off. Well, this is why I'm just trying to, because MAGA loves to chirp a lot. And then as soon as I ask a question, all of a sudden they get real silent. And then I go back to playing clips and talking about stuff, and you hear them come out of the woodwork. So here is your moment to shine. Change my mind. I'll do a Ben Shapiro or Charlie Kirk appearance at the College of Freshmen, You know, where I'm like, he changed my mind. You know, I'll give you, here's your opportunity, MAGA. Tell me how guys and girls sports is going to fucking help the economy. Love this interview. What's up, Wham Bam? This is absolutely one of the best interviews ever. I'm going to play the next clip where we find out Jesse Waters is circumcised. Hear that, ladies? It's probably into men, though. Which is good for him. Crickets. Yup, Sean, exactly. I've been waiting for a good solid minute or so. I would rather worry about the 1%. Yeah. The enemy of the people 1%. Those with extreme wealth where, like Jesse Waters can say, they can do whatever they want. That's what he said. He said in the interview. When Abdul was like, what are you going to do with all that money? He's like, well, whatever I want. And there's proof, you know? They're covering up the Epstein files. Little St. James and Zorro Ranch are not being investigated into. The men that were involved in this not being investigated into. And the victims were all exposed. It's amazing. So no MAGA. MAGA was chirping so loud before this. Before I asked this question and kind of paused the show and was just giving them time to answer how men and women's sports will help us boost the economy or getting men out of women's. It's like such a small fraction of anything too. It's hardly, if this douchebag wasn't on the news and Donald Trump wasn't propagating that into your mind every time he got in front of a podium, which is every day, and saying, you know, they're transing kids or whatever the fucking bullshit that you're believing out of these known liars. I played him saying, spray yourself with disinfectant. And at this point, like, just do that. If you're going to believe everything he says, do this.
And I think you said you're going to test that too. Sounds interesting. Right, and then I see the disinfectant where it knocks it out in a minute, 1 minute. And is there a way we can do something like that by injection?
If you're going to believe everything this man says and you're like, hey man, they're trans kids in school and men and women's sports is the bigger problem of our day, then take his advice from 2020. This is the president saying, not me. I don't believe this dude and I wouldn't do a fucking thing he said. He's all over the Epstein files. Are you kidding me? Gross. But if you're really going to like sink your teeth into believing that Donald Trump isn't a huckster and he wants the best for you, then he's saying inject disinfectant. I don't know. I don't know why the president would tell you to do that. Seems like science has disagreed since the invention of injections and disinfectant. But MAGA, if you're going to believe him on all this, like, hey, culture war, guys and girls sports, so why don't you believe him on injecting disinfectant? It's just so remarkable how quiet MAGA gets when I ask a question. When I don't want their feedback, they're all in my piece. And then when I'm like, here's your time to shine, change my mind. Tell me how guys in girls sports is going to boost the economy. Save those American farmers, right? Let me know. Hey, if you think of it or if you're done typing it into ChatGPT trying to find out some kind of solution, just put it in the chat. Go ahead. What's up, Uncanny? What is that? Hold on, I got to try to read that name. Scara Mascara Crooks. Scara Mascara Crooks. I don't know if I did that name any justice. He's mentioned in the files more than Jesus is in the Bible. I believe that. He's mentioned more than Harry Potter is in the Harry Potter trilogies. Charlie, why don't you respond any of my questions or statements? The Dow is over 50 Dow. Where's unparalleled? I don't see. Oh, there. Unparalleled, just answer my question. How is that going to boost the economy? Just answer that. That's all. Calm down. Guys, the Dow, which you'll never be able to fucking access your retirement. But yes, celebrate the Dow. Come on. Do. All right. We got to get back to this part. This part. Are you ready? Trigger warning if you don't want to know what kind of worm he's dealing with.
The idea that the government shouldn't tell you what kind of health care you should have. I just think the government shouldn't tell you what kind of health care you should have. And if you're a minor, it's between
You want to
your doctor
try on
and your
kids?
parent. Now, if you disagree with that, if you disagree that healthcare decisions need to be made by a doctor and their parents and a patient, then we think we agree to disagree. But you want to put government inside.
So,
a
Abdul,
clinic
you're
or
a doctor,
hospital
right?
Selectively. I am.
So you think it's okay for a parent to slash his kid's ding-a-ling off? You think that's okay?
I mean, do you really want to have this conversation? Are you circumcised?
Yeah, but I mean, that's a
Jesse, are you?
personal question.
Okay,
doctor.
So you probably should want to move on.
Is circumcision's different than castration?
I think it's a problem. It's a problem that you think that you get to decide what happens between a parent, a doctor, and a patient. And I'm just saying that, yes, circumcision is surgery on a kid's ding-a-ling. So if you really want to bring that up, you can. I just think you guys are really selective about how you want to talk about these things.
They are very selective. Mr. Syed, Mr. El Syed, you should hear their takes on women's bodies. Not even kids' women, like grown women's bodies. You don't want to hear their take on, children, women. Megyn Kelly was like, kind of defending the Epstein elites. And this guy probably works for him. But anyways, you should hear their takes on like adult women's bodies. Like they don't even want adult women's. They want the government to intercede with adult women and their doctor. It's remarkable. This is the party of small government folks saying, nope, the government should have a say. Just like they believe insurance companies who are not doctors need to have a say. They need to let you know if your doctor really thinks you should have that procedure. Or if it's not profitable for the insurance company, maybe that doctor's wrong. And that's how it works. That's the American healthcare system right there. Doctor says, yes, this person needed it. The insurance company goes, that's not profitable for us. I think you're wrong, doctor. And the doctor's like, what medical degree do you have? And they're like, we're not. We're just an insurer. No medical experience whatsoever. We're just the ones who dictate whether the doctor gets to do what the doctor needs to do. Brought to you by the government, Jesse Waters. And now he wants the government in all of your decisions. And listen, I'm sure it just stops there, right? This culture war argument ends here, correct? Correct, everybody? We can all agree that, like, hey, man, once they've taken an inch, they don't go a foot. If they can just get their way on this, I'm sure it just ends there. I'm sure of it. Just like these data centers, if we could just get them into every neighborhood except for the wealthy ones, not at Mar-a-Lago, not at Bedminster, not in DC, not at Jeff Bezos' house, not at Elon Musk, Joe Rogan's, but if we could get them in your neighborhoods, guys, then that will be the end of it. We just need them there, okay? And I promise, once we get them there, shit's gonna be awesome, dude. Like what you say? Oh, I don't know. Brown water? Electricity rates going up? I don't know. Weird lights at night, no more nighttime. Your circadian rhythm fucked up. I don't know. They voted for a man claiming he's a great businessman, just so happened to bankrupt casinos. Yeah. But we got to show, I love Fox News. I love watching Fox News because it's kind of like the entertainment of the day. Like you can't take these people serious. They're like, hey man, is government trying to intervene in your life? And by the way, do you remember these people being like, HIPAA laws, you can't make us wear a mask? And it's like, what? So we can't make you wear a mask, but you also want that same government not to be able to make you wear a mask, but to be able to tell you what you can do between you and your doctor? I just can't make sense of any of it. Unless it's like really picking and choosing. Like, hey, the things that I'm comfortable with, we're cool. HIPAA, don't make me wear a mask. Obstructing my freedoms. But government should be able to go in and tell any other people that I disagree with how they're living that they don't get to do it. But me, no mask. HIPAA. Do you guys, I'm old enough to remember this shit. It wasn't even that long ago. Where these people were crying online, having tantrums in stores. I'm not wearing a mask. They were filming themselves like attacking masks. Attacking those helpless, defenseless masks. Moment of silence for all the masks that hit the floor at Target when that lady lost her shit. Like, really? These are the same people that are like, you can't force me to wear a mask, but please force those people not to do stuff that doesn't affect my life whatsoever and really just makes me uncomfortable. I don't want to talk about it. It's so fucking crazy. but then say comply or die. Exactly. It's just hatred for Americans. This is all he's selling you. Hatred for your community. Because in a world where he's like, are we a free country? I don't know, Jesse, are we? Are we? What's free about the government telling you like, hey, fucking, you can't do this? And you're like, I'm in my doctor's appointment right now. Pretty sure you shouldn't be here, you know? And you guys knew that when, I don't know, we were saying masks. You were like, no, HIPAA violation. We did over 3,000, a million Americans died. Yeah, 3,000 in 9/11. At one point during the pandemic, we were having a 9/11 a day. A 9/11 a day. Liberals do hate democracy. Same with Republicans and same with Democrats. You're right, Unparalleled, 100% right. I can't stand liberals. MAGA motto, land of the free as long as we agree. Yeah, that is weird, Smoking. They're worried about strangers' genitalias. It's so weird. They're obsessed with it. Especially those in the Epstein files. Oh, I should have actually played this. Hold on, I'll play it. I should have actually said, except in the Epstein files. Hey, where'd all the maggots go? I don't know. I don't know. Soak the rich, please. Oh my God. Abdullah Sayed is so fucking awesome. Listen to this clip of him.
It is easier to make a second billion in this country than to make a first million.
Wow.
And that's the problem. So to me, I'm just like...
Who's doing this interview? Because how do you not know that? As soon as you get to anything over $1 million, you could literally put that shit in the bank and just live off the interest. That's it. This compounding wealth, I'm not kidding. When I did like the Tony Robbins videos, he would talk about exponential growth, which means it grows at such a rate, like it just becomes off the charts very quick. It's one of those old like elementary school, like, would you take a penny a day or 100,000 right now? You know, the penny a day grows exponentially for a month or whatever. And you're like, oh, I wouldn't take the penny. And then it turns out like that shit is like billions of dollars because it's exponential growth. You know, it's one of those concepts. And I'm sorry if I got that wrong. I'm just trying to get to the point. But that's what it is with billionaires. That's why if you look over the past few years, they all went from, hey, I'm a billionaire to, oh, I have $500 billion. It's like they weren't working harder the whole time. Most of the time, they're like renting cities to get married on yachts, laying people off, like testifying, lying in front of Congress, doing the Joe Rogan show. It's not like they're hard at work. It's just their money grows so quick because it's so large. So even a small interest amount on that money is more than you'll make in a lifetime. It's just more. That's why we say like tax them at 90%. Tax that. They're not going to go broke. Mackenzie Scott, Jeff Bezos' first divorcee, right? She's given away more money than any of these billionaires. She helps so many fucking, I don't know what you want to call them, charities or like women's causes or a bunch of different things, right? She has a whole website. And she's wealthier after giving all that money away. She has more money after giving the most money away. It's fucking insane. You could go read about this. Her money's growing so quick, she can't give it away. Warren Buffett talks about this. There are massive, massive stories about this kind of thing. Like, it's such a large amount. And then there's people who are making $70,000 a year being like, well, you can't tax. I mean, they earned all that. No, they didn't. Their money earned all that. They did nothing. They did nothing. They put it in some fucking Panama Papers account and just let the fucking interest stack. That's it. They didn't work. They weren't working any harder. Okay? Jeff Bezos ain't out there in a hard hat making sure the machines run to get you your 1 hour delivery. Ain't happening. Ain't happening. He's planning weddings for months and then getting divorced. That's all he's doing. Couldn't even imagine. No, people can't. That's the thing, Gary. People can't imagine that money, so they think it's like their money. All they can do is relate on their level. So they're like, oh man, if somebody taxed me at 90%, I'd go broke. And it's like, yeah, it's stupid. Because you don't have $1 billion. Okay? I'm pretty sure $100 million, you'd still be good. You won't be selling any homes. You might not be buying any islands. You might not be buying any elections. You might not be buying politicians to rig the laws in your favor. But you survive no problem. I think we could all agree on that, right? 100 million? I think you'd be good. I think you'd be good. It's all vicarious. It is. But it's the worst. It's in the worst fashion. You know, because they're vicariously doing it through people that are in real time killing these folks. Whether it's the farmers, whether it's just the cult members, whether it's taking their health care and making them, you know, starve to death. And I've talked about all these stories. The lady, the Republican lady that called into whatever it was saying Donald Trump cut all my welfare, all my food stamps, and now I'm starving, and she was crying on TV. We've talked about the MAGA that have lost their health care. We've talked about the MAGA at the pump. We've talked about the farmers. I got the clip. Donald Trump.
Mr. Trump, you looked at me, sir, and you said, I love you. Mr. Trump, I need to see the fruit of love. Mr. Trump, you looked at me, sir. Mr. Trump, you looked at me, sir, and you said, I love you. Mr. Trump, I need to see the fruit of love.
That was the first round of farmers. Do you guys remember that? The soy boy farmers? Remember I used to call them soy boy farmers down in Alabama? They farmed the soy. That was the first round of farmers that Donald Trump effed in the mouth. Like, just full raw dog looking at them, effing them in the mouth. And that's why that guy was on TV begging. Mr. Trump, you said you loved me. I need to see the fruits of that love. Oh, you saw the fruits of that love. His love comes in ways of like, I'm going to bankrupt you and allow other people to come in, my friends, my big corporate buddies, my very rich friends, come in and buy your farms out from under you. You'll own nothing, and then you'll beg me to love you. And that's what that dude is doing. He was going, I need to see the fruits of that love, please. And do you even recall these soy farmers? No. Is anybody talking about them? No. They're probably all destitute and fucking, you know, I honestly don't even know. I don't even know. Now we're on to the cattle farmers and how Donald Trump's bailing out Argentina again after the $20 billion we gave them last year to buy their beef. Which, just don't buy beef for a while. Just don't. That's my advice. I'm just a guy on the internet, but I would not be buying beef. I'm very grateful I really don't eat beef, because it's not going to be safe. You know, the blueberry, the lettuce, you can't keep the lettuce safe. You're not keeping the beef safe. But it's just incredible that, like, I don't know if people aren't recalling that he fucked over the soy farmers. And now he's doing the cattle farmers, and I don't know if there's any other farmers left. The alpaca farmers are probably next, you know, like, whatever. You've seen this clip covered 5 times today? I hope you see this clip covered 1,000 times today. Charlie Kelly, thank you for the, oh, hold on. Thank you for the $10 super chat, Charlie. Check out my favorite Dolly Parton song album, Little Sparrow, with her bluegrass band. Give me 1 second. Dolly, Little Sparrow. And thank you for the suggestion. I love studio album by Dolly Parton, 2001. That's not a deep cut for Dolly, but at the same time, like, that's a deep cut now because it's 25. That's a quarter of a century old. Oh my God. Awesome. It's the 38th solo album by, oh my God, that was her 38th album. What a prolific fucking artist, dude. I just know Dolly, like, through people. You know what I mean? Like, my brother and his kids love her. My friend went to Dollywood. Like, I'm not saying I've ever been a fan of her music. The Jolene song has a special place in my heart because when my niece sings Jolene, 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 and she's running around the house like, you know, I'm like, all right, that's her song. I love it. Anytime Jolene comes on, I think of her. Sweet little doll. It actually imprinted on me, you know. So there's little moments, but I was never like, I just like what Dolly did in the public eye. I like had the reverse effect of like appreciating an artist. It wasn't so much the art, the 9 to 5 or working 9 to 5 or the movie, but it was more of like her presence in civilization. Like that's what I always respected. I was like, yo, this lady's fire. The music is all right, but I like when she's in the public eye. You know, she was one of those cats to me. It was like the art was just okay. I will check it out though. I will, Charlie Kelly. But for me, it was always about how she conducted herself, because I think people with that platform who are saying stuff like she said on Larry King, who are brave enough to say this. So many people won't say shit like this because it splits their audience, like Dave Grohl. Fuck you, Dave Grohl. People, and I don't like Dave Grohl because he sat behind Kurt Cobain. Watch Kurt Cobain kick Nazis out, kick misogynists out, be no homophobia, no racism. And Dave Grohl's like, when you come to my shows, everybody sings along. And it's like, yeah, and then they go outside and they use slurs and fucking hate people, dude. You know, you're just very fine people on both sides in your audience.
Too. I mean, not to, you know, to get into trying to do all that. So, yeah, I suffer for everything I do. I'm not out to make any, you know, I just think that we should be more loving, more caring. We are who we are. If you're gay, you're gay.
Dude, that's amazing that she's Dolly Parton going out and doing that and saying that. So many people would tiptoe around it or just not want to answer or just not do these kind of interviews. And she was like, come on, man, get over it. Get over it. What made you so sensitive? Check out the beef short I put in Discord. I will. Thank you. Rob Halford and Dolly at the Rock Hall of Fame singing Jolene. Oh, cool. All right, I got some stuff to look up later. Yeah, if you missed it, Dolly Parton died. 80 years old. Good run, man. Good run. She paid for a book a month for low-income kids. That's what I'm talking about. Like, that's the kind of shit where, like, man, if we had a world full of hers, we could get some shit done. And I think that's radical. You know, I think that's rad that she did it. The only thing I wish she did was maybe, you know, push against politics more. But again, I'm not here to critique. She did her part. I just wish people with that kind of power, when you're combating, you know, when you're literally combating these talking heads who are out here 24/7 trying to convince you that, hey, don't look at the wars of the economy or your wages losing all of its purchasing power. Like, really what we should be focusing on is like high school and college and professional sports. Those are the real issues of the day. Like, when you have that constantly being telecast into people's home on a regular basis, all to distract them and make them think this is really the hot topic of the day. And it's just lies. It's just lies. You know, we need voices that are powerful, that are authentic, that are like Dolly Parton's, who can come out and dispel that stuff and have that social weight, you know. They are titans of the culture. So, everybody dying but Trump. Listen, do you know how many people have been like, why that 80-year-old? Why Dolly, not Don? That's all I've heard today. That's all I've heard. Who's that? Dor the Shlehas. I'm in love with Abdul. Me too. I love this guy. Abdul El Sayed and Angie Nixon are two firebrands that know how to go into these interviews. They're not stumped when these chodes try to do some culture war stuff. They know their stuff. They know the people they're representing. They know the walk that has to be walked. You know, this isn't something you can run away from. You have to walk through this fire. If you think faux news represents you and you got less than 6 zeros in your bank account, you might be a dipshit. And then we got to play this. The media has already chosen Ossoff. I keep seeing clips of him. If the media has chosen someone, let me just say they're the tepid response that the people need, you know. He is a lukewarm answer that the media will get behind. Yes, hit the like button. Hit the like button if you want to see more obituaries. If you want to see Epstein people in prison, the Epstein elites in prison, hit the like button. If you want change, price of egg to price of gas to no more wars to investing in our economy, hit that like button. That's the only way that happens, man. Gotta hit the like button. I feel like Mr. Beast. I hate that. I hate that. Did I read your super chat? Yeah. Did you not catch it? I got Dolly's Little Sparrow, the album, her 38th solo studio album. So I got that pulled up, so I know I'm gonna listen to it later. I can't listen to it right now. I played so much, probably current music already that, you know, YouTube's gonna come after this video. That's okay. Every video I get has a little, you're not making any money on it. I'm like, I know, YouTube, I know. I'm not advertiser friendly. Every video, I get an email. I don't know if it's like MAGA sometimes, just like trying to report my shit, or if, I know I'm pushing the envelope a little bit, but come on, land of the free, man. But every video I get an email. Great news! Turns out, can't advertise on this one. I'm like, I know YouTube. I know YouTube. That's why I'm supported by viewers like you. Thank you, Charlie Kelly. Just 420 every day. Hi. How are you? How are things going? So yeah, if you could, I'm on a race to 15,000 subscribers. If I could get there, I think I got the wheels in motion to keep going. I went into Valenti's chat today just to follow you guys up with yesterday. If you're here yesterday, I said I gotta go to Valenti's chat and just ask him, hey man, do you ever shout out small leftist streamers like Kyle did to you? And he just ignored it. I know he's seen it. He ignored it. That's okay, Chris, if you're watching this, man, and you guys are gonna take any ideas from my show, that's fine. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. Listen, I'll just say this. If you start to hear streamers, because they all got sound effects, once I started doing the sound effects board, you started hearing more and more streamers get these free sound effects boards. But if you start hearing nobody's doing this, so I'm just telling you, I'm saying it now, the 25th of August in the year of our Lord 2026. If you start hearing fucking streamers start doing it, the more you know, they're watching this. They're watching. Thank you. Nice to meet you. I subbed. Hey, thank you for subbing. I appreciate that. Just 420 every day. Every day. I appreciate that, man. We're on the road to 15,000. I'm at 13.6. I don't know. So I feel like if we could get to 15, we'll be at a good spot. We'll be at a good spot. Hold on one second. Sorry. Oh. So I appreciate the sub. This is a hard road to hoe, man. I'm telling you, no joke. Hard road to hoe. Hard to get in the algorithm. Hard to compete. That's the other thing. I thought 420 was a good time. Oh my God, because it's just 420 every day. Oh, you'll remember this easily. I go live every day, 420. Be late. I'm never on time. Okay, let's just be honest. And if I'm early, it's okay. You just still be late. I don't take attendance, but I will note that you were here today. But yeah, man, this is a hard road to hoe because that's the other thing. I was going live and Valenti was on. That dude's got like 600 to 1,000 people watching him at a time. Hassan's on when I'm on. Those are the two biggest. No. It's Majority Report and Kyle Kalinske are big. I can't figure out when or where Kyle Kalinske goes live. All I can find is his videos already uploaded to YouTube. I really can't figure out like where is he streaming from? Does he stream? What is his show on? I just get his stuff clipped. But it's a crazy thing to consider that, like, you know, you go against two titans of fighting for the people, and they're well educated, smart, clever, funny. You know, Hassan and Valenti are those are rad streamers, man. This is an art form, and they've started to really make the craft well polished. And that's hard to go up against. You know what I mean? That is really hard to go up against. That is very difficult. And they're established. You know, I don't know. Valenti's got like 100,000. Hassan, I don't know. Hassan's got 28,000 people watching him at any minute. This shit's tough. I don't know how the fuck they did it. Well, Hassan was on Twitch. I'm gonna go on Twitch later. I know I haven't been on Twitch. My son's mad at me. Shit's been tough. But I might go on Twitch later if you're on Twitch. Hassan's chat moves too fast. Way too fast, Colander. Hey, good to see you, by the way. Way too fast. But I throw it in Hassan's chat too. I'm like, Hassan, please shout me out. I'm on YouTube. I'm not even fighting in your category. And I'm like, he's never fucking reading that. Mom used to seek downstairs to watch Dolly and got caught every time. That's amazing. Oh, I keep forgetting I got that on in the background. Oh, but donk, honky donk. By the way, did you guys see this story? I keep forgetting to talk about it. Iran claims there's a $10 million bounty on Barron. Oh my God. I don't know. Maybe don't go starting wars, asshole. Anyways. Kyle is great, but still a capitalist. Yeah, I can't find, like, I just seen, like, some of Kyle's videos, you know? And I don't even watch the whole things. I'll just watch, like, the hot parts of it, you know, like, whatever the viral part of his video is today. I mean, Kyle's fucking amazing. And, like, listen, anybody in this space, that's one thing, we've got to all kind of cooperate with the multi-views we have. It's a lesson I'm learning, you know? And my chat knows this. You know, you come in too hard and you're going to push people away. And really what we need to do is attract people so they're willing to stay and hear enough of the message. And they're willing to understand that even when they keep coming after me, it's like, hey, I'm fighting for you to have healthcare. I'm fighting for you to not have the purchasing power that you've never had in your life because your money has been degraded so bad. You know, I'm fighting for you against the people that you continually hand your sovereignty over to and hope that you're in their best interest when they don't even show that they are in their own best interest. You know, like, I'm fighting for Americans to have something more than we're gonna rent everything every month. What do you wish to achieve after you reach your desired subs? In effect. That's what I wish to achieve, in effect. Just to be honest, I don't give a fuck what the effect is as long as it's in effect. Because that's the thing. It's like, I see, and just like, so the clip today I played with Abdul Al-Sayed, right? You're finally saying, and my chat will attest to this. I'm not saying I'm the one that came up with it. In fact, I learned this by listening to these right-wing grifters. And if you just kind of keep paying attention to how we've progressed to here, you see their game plan is simple. And it's finally good to see Angie Nixon and Abdul Al-Sayed taking the ball and running with it and not trying to fight tit for tat on culture war things and just drilling into what actually fucking matters, you know? And I think, and that's the thing that I like about Hassan and Valenti. When they go viral, they're calling attention to A, common sense stuff that anyone can see, you know? B, sometimes they're doing it with this humor that's very them. It's very authentic to who they are as people, which is amazing. That's like Stavi, baby. Stavi Halkias. Sounds like a good plan. I'm in. Oh, awesome. I didn't even really need to sell you on that. I'm over here with the full fucking pitch. But here's the thing. I'm not going to tell you, like, I'm going to get us universal healthcare. I'm not going to tell you that I'm going to, you know, make your dollar worth more. I'm not going to promise. This is the difference. The Republicans and Donald Trump said, only I can fix it. You got to give it to me. You got to give all of the reins, all of your sovereignty to me, and then everything will be fixed. And I'm like, that just sounds crazy. Because I know I'm not the smartest dude in the room. You know, like, that was my best quality as a manager. I was hiring people who had such unique skills. I was like, oh, I can't do that shit. There was a guy that he's still in radio, and one of his best qualities, I was like, bro, he was a local rapper. I've had him on the channel. And one of the things I love most about him is, didn't matter who the fuck we were having in Tom Brady to, you know, Ari Shaffir. He'd be like, yo, I'm a local rapper. Here's my album. And he would give him his album. And I'm like, that is some kind of tenacity that you just can't fucking teach, you know? And I love that about, and I gave him a hard time, but I never stopped him. I was like, it's fucking hilarious. I love it. Keep going, bro. And that was one of the best qualities, because I knew if fucking something needed to be like that, this was the guy for the job. And that's a quality I just don't have. I just don't have. As in, like, I don't even tell people to hit the like button. You know what I mean? I'm like, I just don't have it. I just don't have that gear. So that's why, like, just 420, I'm not saying that I can do any of this shit. What I'm saying is the effect. The society we live in where shit goes viral, it makes sense, it's charismatic, it's charming. Look at how Joe Rogan duped a fucking country into voting a guy who said inject bleach, inject disinfectant, by whitewashing his image and playing coy with him. Like, oh, you're so funny, sir. Wow, that's really smart and rich. You know, and people were just smitten by it. And I'm like, that is fertile ground to convince these people, to full on convince these people that, you know what's sexy and cool? Universal healthcare, guys. Like that, you want to get laid. Whew, let me tell you. Nothing says getting laid like everybody could go to the doctor paid for by billionaires' taxes. You know, like there's got to be, and again, this is a mind storm. This is not what I'm saying, but there's influence there. There's a way to sway the public. Why do you, and if it didn't work, here's my point. If it didn't work, Jesse Waters would not be on air every day trying to convince you that men and women's sports is the biggest issue right now. You know, if that shit didn't work, they wouldn't be doing it. And they're doing it overtime. They're pumping. Why do you think Ben Shapiro got his show? Because oil fracking bros were like, we got to pump somebody out there that is good in front of a microphone, that can talk really fast and spew nonsense and say facts over feelings, even though it's all feelings over facts, and cherry pick shit and just convince people. Jordan Peterson, Theo Vaughn, these lovable fucking dorks, morons, and idiots that come across relatable. People will trust them with their life, even if it costed them their life, if that makes sense. So the effect, you know what I mean? I think the effect. You are in the right place. There we go, Cage. Oh, Fatherston's here. He's in the right place too. If you're new here, Fatherston's MAGA, and he never wants to add to the conversation. This guy is just offended. He is triggered by everything and just goes for the ankles. He's like a little chihuahua. You know? But I love it. Keep coming back, Fatherson. Someday we're going to crack that fucking egg of yours, you know? And you're going to be like, oh shit, I've been standing up for Epstein Associates this whole time. Billionaires that don't have my best interest in their heart. Oh, god damn it. You know? And we'll be here for you, man. Cage, don't even let it affect you. This is what I mean. Recognize what you recognize what it is. Nothing but insults, no knowledge. So as soon as you recognize that, this is what I was trying to teach my kids when they were dealing with shit in school. I was like, these people that are saying stuff to you, they're not authorities on this. God didn't ordain them and give them the magic wand that once they speak the words, it's truth. You know, you're giving them the power. And this is what I'm saying. Don't give him any power. That's why I'm like, he's a little chihuahua, man. That's all I see. Little chihuahua. But he's got to be here every day. And I love it. I love it. I love that you're here every day, fathers. That keep coming back. I feel like it's a goddamn AA meeting. Keep coming back. It works, man. We're going to get you clean of that filth that you're gargling. You know, that Donald Trump filth you keep gargling every day. And just treat it like that. You know? I'm glad you see that, Cage. I'm glad you see that. Because as soon as you see that, that's the real matrix. As soon as you see that you're giving them power, this is what I was trying to teach my chat. When they start barking, don't engage. Just don't. The only way they have power is if you try to combat it. And he's clearly not here to learn. You know, he doesn't have the knowledge. You know that. You said that. You're like, it's no knowledge. He's not trying to take facts. He's the Jesse Waters of our chat. He's in here to be like, oh, goddamn, you stupid unemployed people. You know, meanwhile, he's here just as much as we are, so we can only assume he's unemployed too, which, oh, okay, I don't care. Fathers, and I don't want your money. I'll be very honest. You say, I'll donate $5 when that happens. And it's like, no, I don't care. Again, that's the silly part of me. It's like, I'm really not in this for the money. I'm in this because fucking there's generations that are going to suffer because people like Fatherson was so insecure that they had to vote for a white guy who was like, I can fix all your issues. And they're like, yes, democracy. I love freedom. I want that one guy who says he needs to be the king of everything to fix everything. You know what I mean? And like, there's really people that are affected by this every day. You might not be yet, but there are. So Exactly, Smoker. Poor fathers, and that's all. All right, guys. That I've been going for such a long time. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the subscribes. Thank you, Charlie Kelly. Thank you to all the members. I'll be here tomorrow, 4:20. I love you much. Stay good. Fatherson, I'm sorry you came in at the end, man. You couldn't get too many insults in. Fatherson, I'll tell you what. You should go to like Google or something and look up some new ones. You know, bring us some heat, man. Come on, I'm kind of tired of the same old, same old. Do some attention grabbing stuff. Oh, thank you, Cage. Thank you for the 1999 super chat, my brother. I appreciate you. And by the way, let me know when you're good for members. I've done a couple members. No, I didn't do one because you left that day. You had to go put out a fire, and I was like, I can't do a members today. I was like, I'm not doing that. So we'll connect because I want to do just the members only thing. But I got to be very honest. I like when MAGA can come in here. I really like that because the more you learn to navigate around these people, the better off you're going to be. You're going to show how, you know, their fire can't fucking, it can't inflame anything with no oxygen. And as soon as you suffocate it from its oxygen, maybe, I wonder if you could inject disinfectant. Who else has said that? I wonder if, is that a thing?
That too. Sounds interesting.
Right, folks who could.
Right, and then I see the disinfectant where it knocks it out in a minute, 1 minute. And is there a way we can do something like that by injection inside or almost a cleaning? Because you see it gets on the lungs and it does a tremendous number of lungs.
Huh. That's the president 6 years ago saying inject disinfectant, and people voted for him again. This is what I mean. As soon as you understand, like, no, they voted not only the first time, but like the second time after he was like, inject disinfectant. Like, something's wrong with their brain. It's not fully formed. Fetal alcohol syndrome, I don't know. You know, like brain damage, I don't know. But like, they heard that guy say that, and they were like, scientists, get on it. I'm voting for you 3 times, sir. 4 if you give me the chance. All right, guys. Like I was saying before, much love. Hit subscribe. MAGA, keep coming back. It works. It works. I promise. You know, you're going to regain those family members. Fucking shit's going to start turning around. We're doing it. We're doing it.